I hope you're doing well. So in this video, I'm going to talk about something related to frameworks. And I do have a bit of an issue with the thing that I'm going to talk about. So I'll tell you why I have issue first of all. So when you're using a framework, you're relying on some of the things that framework offers. But a lot of the times, a lot of the people that I work with, they over rely on framework. So for example, there could be a function A that the native language provides. Um, then there could be function B from the framework, but fundamentally the underlying code is the same. So what the framework has done is taking the function from the native language, they rewritten the function and make it seem like that function is from the framework. And people do this a lot. They'll come up with all sort of new frameworks and all that. They'll have this function, this class that looks like it was written by this guy, or it was written by the author of the framework. But if you look at the source code, it's completely relying on the functions from the native language. There's nothing new there. Okay, so if you by any chance end up using this function instead of using the native function, which kind of does the same thing, and you need to someday switch the code base for whatever reason, because that function no longer works, because you have to upgrade the framework, blah blah, whatever, and if you have to switch that, you're gonna be in deep shit. Really, it's not easy to switch these things when your application is closely tied, really tightly coupled. So the point is, if you're building an application in a framework, use the framework for what it does best. Okay, there's a lot of things frameworks do well that the native language can't. So use the framework for those things, but don't overuse it. Don't use the function that's already available elsewhere, because when you're using the framework, you don't know how many other libraries it's relying on just for that little thing to work. Okay, unless you totally trust the author, unless you totally trust them, like I know what the hell these guys are doing, and I totally trust them. And then what you find out, this little function that's already exists in the native language, it also exists in the framework, but in the framework it's relying on some weird thing that you don't want that, and it's pulling three other libraries just to do that little thing that's already done in the native language. The only reason you didn't use the function from native language is because you didn't know that function existed, and it goes on and things like that. And if you need to switch the framework, you'll have a lot of problem. Okay, because you're over relying on everything that framework offers. Not everything that the framework offers is best. Sometimes you need to go out of on your way and find out what sort of function I should use, what sort of library I should use. Should I really rely on this framework for this particular thing or not? So keep those things in mind. I hope it's helpful. I mean, I have paid the price quite a few times for doing these frameworks. Depreciate the functions. They change things here and there. I had to upgrade certain things. There's bugs with the functions they create, but there's never bugs in the function that come from native language. So keep those things in mind. I don't want people start using the framework and then after a while they end up in a situation where they just completely over relied on the framework. Like there is no room for changes. It's just so glued to the framework. Okay, don't be that type of person. Use the framework what it promises, its main features, but don't use it for everything else. Try to just use the native functions. You'll be better off writing your own function a lot of times as well. So I hope it's been helpful. If you want to watch more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching.